They not kill me? Probably mass confusion.
I wanna be like you.
Brood mother.
The heat is on.
A warrior for the light arrives.
Look me in the eye. I will have vengeance.
The toy butcher.
Holy shit. Okay.
I wake from dark dreaming. By the echo of
Wind
Natasha.
Ranger at your service.
Nothing can stop our march.
The doors of death open wide.
Let's get a fire going.
Prepare thyself.
Mm.
Steal from the shadows.
turn to bang. Five seconds. To go. 5 seconds. Your pick. Your pick. Take your time. Seconds to go. 5 seconds.
The Veiled Sisters sent me.
This should be interesting.
In the blink of an eye.
According to the forecast, this one is in the bag.
Moving quickly.
It's almost time for everybody to die.
There falls my shadow, fans my blade. Yes. In I go.
Well, looking like not bad.
My list has 5 names on it. Bang! Sneaking. Slyly. Creeping in. Yes. Surreptitiously. Oh, yes. One for the phantom. They'll slip through their guard. I'm under attack. Like a wisp. Slyly. Don't blink when I listen. Bang! Like a wisp. It's immaterial. Yes. Sneaky. Feeling stuck. I'm but a shadow. Creeping in. Surreptitiously.
Alive.
They are sleeping through their guard. In the blink of an eye. Yes. They see me not. In I go. Moving quickly. Oh, yes. I'm not greedy. There falls my shadow. That's my blade.
A gift from the tempest of battle.
They'll slip through their guard. They see me not. They shall. Creeping in. In I go. Yes. Oh, yes. In the blink of an eye. Were you expecting me? Don't blink.
Yeah, nice.
I'm easy to
Okay.
overlook. I'm but a shadow. Surreptitiously.
First blood.
First blood! For a second I thought I only winged them.
Slyly. Yes. Like a wisp. Very well. Sneaky. Moving quickly. Phantasma. Slyly.
He's looking to try and kill me. And here it comes.
They'll slip through their guard. Very well. It is no time left. Oh, yes. They see me not. There falls my shadow. There's my blade.
Your bottom tower is under siege.
In I go.
Sick.
The veiled oracle chose you. Like a wisp. You will see less less of me now. Yes. Here I am.
Yeah.
Sneaky. I will not hesitate. In silence. Don't blink or you will listen. Yes. Here I go. Like a wisp. Creeping in. Not yet. I'm but a shadow. Where least expected. Yes.
Your middle tower is
Surreptitiously.
That's unfortunate. Oh, fucking TP, huh? That's why there is no shit.
I thought that's your command.
Moving quickly.
Oh my god.
They see me not.
Let's just get this the fuck out of here.
Didn't you see me?
Holy shit, they're all bottom two. Cool.
Have some left. Without your loss. Don't blink or you'll miss it. There falls my shadow. That's my blade. Fixed track. Without your loss. Yes. In the blink of an eye. Have some blade. I'm the new material bird. In the blink of an eye. There falls my shadow. That's my blade. Here I am.
dire structures have been fortified.
I will not hesitate. Surreptitiously. Dominating. Phantom fighter. Bang! Slyly.
Go bottom. Someone come bottom. TP anyone? I'm not really dagger the wrong thing. Nice.
Your middle tower is under siege.
Huge.
Yes.
Your middle tower is being attacked.
Sick.
They see me not.
Your middle tower is under siege.
Look sharp. Where least expected. Moving quickly. Taken by surprise. There's more of me in silence. Have some blood.
A gift from the tempest of
Collecting
battle.
my feet. Like a wisp.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Don't blink when
But
you
you
miss me.
probably already knew that.
Attack.
Your middle tower is being attacked.
Yes. Slyly.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Yes. Quick strike. Surreptitiously. Taken by surprise. Ha. Oh yes. Yes. Phantom fighter. Without remorse. I feel glory. The blink of an eye. Don't blink when you miss me. Creeping in. Here I am. In silence. I want to be ready. Look sharp. They see me not. I am not hesitate. Moving quickly. Here I am. I am but a shadow.
Your middle tower is being attacked.
In silence. Quick strike.
Your middle tower is under attack. I don't care either.
Like a risk. Sneak. Something in your eye. In the blink of an eye.
No. You did.
Without remorse. Like a risk. Good shot. Fantastic. Have some blade. Quick strike. Yes. Listen up. They'll slip through their guard. Slyly, neither kill. In I go.
Come, Nix. Let's kill him. Come. He's following me up here.
Surreptitiously. Creeping in.
Your bottom tower is being attacked.
Nice.
You shouldn't have trusted your eyes. Moving quickly. Surprise my shadow. That's my blade. Here I am. One for the phantom. Sneaky.
Not for myself, not for the cause.
I'm but a shadow. Without remorse. Oh, yes. I will not hesitate. Don't blink or you'll miss me. I'm not ready. Very well. Like a wisp. Yes. I'm but a shadow. There's no need, but let this me not.
The enemy's middle tower has fallen.
You see me?
This is probably the most heroic thing anyone's ever done. While sitting motionless, in their parents' record.
Chase, you got boost.
There falls my shadow, fells my blade. Keep my hand in. Sneaky. Have some blood. They'll slip to their god. It's immaterial. Taken by surprise. Attack. The blink of an eye.
Yeah.
Surreptitiously. The shot. Surreptitiously. They see me not. There falls my shadow, fells my blade.
No fuck, rip, dude.
Murder spree. Like it was. Don't blink or you'll miss me. Yes. I'm but a shadow. Sneaky. Creeping in.
No, they just left with her.
Taken by surprise. Moving quickly. Here I am. In silence. They'll slip through their god.
On there goes. I should get a blink in this range. So I'm getting trapped down, but that was just me being greedy. It was dumb. My bad. Oopsie days.
Succumb to your hands.
Nice. Unlucky. I'm gonna go top. Let's finish this Lincoln's. Whoa, many reasons.
Yes. The blink of an eye. Oh yes. Slimy.
you looking for me? Yeah. There comes top of me anyway. It's gold. Scary as fuck too.
Surreptitiously. Without remorse.
Yeah.
Yes.
Your top tower is under siege. Your top tower is being attacked.
Like a wisp. Moving quickly. There falls my shadow. Fails my
I'm dead. Top guys.
What are you guys doing?
Dude. Fuck, what are they doing? It's a good back kill. Nice back kill though. That was fucking sick. It's fucking stupid, bro. I can't fucking believe this. What the fuck? Why are they bottom? All their own. Jesus Christ. Alrighty.
Your top tower is under attack. Your top tower has been destroyed.
Like 5 of them are down there for a 2-1 tower. I'm like ready to like fucking fight and defend. I'm not playing around here at all. This is weird.
I'm but a shadow. Have some blade. Not yet. Here I am.
Dire has fortified its structures.
Alright, I'm good.
The enemy's bottom tower has been denied.
Don't blink or you'll miss me.
Let me get escape item.
Creeping in.
Hard lockdown.
Oh, yes.
That shit sounds good.
Come on, please. Can we stay as a group? Stop farming primal. So useless.
Yeah.
This land ain't big enough for the
This is just it again. Rip. We'll play safe although. It's a winner, that's the thing. I'm killing me though. This other Snapfire's got a butterfly. I'm like, okay, bullshit. She's gonna be melting the shit out of me. Can't do much about it.
for pining when you're dead.
There falls my shadow. blade. Attack. I'm easy to overlook. Yes.
Hmm.
Have some blade. Yes. Creeping in. Sneaking.
They could be smoking.
Taken by surprise.
We should smoke. We need to look at it. Got Lincolns and chilling. Okay, bro. That's so far as a problem. Yeah, these guys are way more coordinated. They're actually breaking Lincolns and working together. They're probably queued. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is hard game to carry.
Your allowed radiant structures have been fortified.
It's fun to try and carry this. I didn't realize. Piece of shit though.
Your top barracks is under attack. Your top barracks has fallen.
Bet you're glad to see me again.
It's just played a bit wrong. They're playing way better too. I could have not died a handful of times. But I don't know if it makes the biggest difference. The team comes and their fucking teamwork just outweighs what like I can do in this hero. Fun PA game though. Pretty fun.
They see me not. I'm starting to think this was premeditated. Don't blink or you'll miss me. Very well. This should make my life easier. Like it will.
Can't do anything, bro.
Your middle tower is under siege.
This is genocide. Double kill.
My goodness. I
Yeah, did you? It's a GG game. We're not winning that game no matter how much we try. No point just sitting around waiting for drains. We'll just leave.
5 years ago, I met a guy named Andrew at a farm-to-table dinner, and today we are at his farm, which he manages all by himself while working 35 hours a week and grossing over 6 figures a year. I see him over there. You're gonna love this tour. Let's go find him.
What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up?
Snuck up on me there.
I know. What are you up to? Cultivating?
Yeah, just getting the cultivation going.
Dude, this place looks amazing.
Appreciate it.
It really
man.
does.
Thanks.
What is it, like an acre, a little over?
A little over an acre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's all you.
All me out of here. 165 50-foot beds.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy. I still can't believe that you do it all yourself. Like it's bizarre. It's bonkers to me because you look this far and damn, I mean, it keeps on going.
It's out there.
So let's just go right here, talk about classic bed prep and how does it all work?
Yeah, so my standard bed, as you can see here, I stake them out at 30-inch wide.
Which is the market garden standard.
Which is the market garden, 18-inch centers.
Yep.
You know, so it gives us plenty to go down a wheelbarrow with, whatever. And then pretty much everything's super intensive, so nothing ever goes empty.
Lettuce row here.
Classic lettuce row. These are those cut and come agains, you know? Yeah. Just beautiful. This is actually going to be harvested for the market this weekend.
Picture perfect right now.
Yeah.
How are you harvesting these guys by yourself?
All by hand.
So you're just using a knife and just...
One knife, cut and come again. Especially with the head lettuces, I just like to, I mean, I could burn through this thing and then they all just cut super clean, ready to rock and roll.
Yeah.
Behind us, we have some overwintered carrots that are starting to explode. Let's see, we put these guys in. These are a little later, so I put these in November.
Okay.
Yeah, so these are littler guys, you know.
Nice shape on this.
Yeah, these are those mochums.
Oops.
So these
snapped.
Yeah, super
you gotta give it that
sweet,
bite test, you
super
know?
sweet. Got the crunch.
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
nice.
the mochums are really nice, and they're super fast, 55 days. So that's why I like them. And then they, you know, and the thing I like about them too is you could actually harvest them these pencil size. So you know, a lot of carrots, they'll take a lot of time to get the size, and then they'll get funky. And but these,
I feel like a chef might like that, or maybe just a home cook might like it's a different shape.
Exactly.
Kind of
nice. You don't have to peel them. You don't have to do anything with them.
So talk to me about the land. Like when you got here, what did you have to do? Because it's been you the whole time, right? No one else.
Me the whole time, yeah.
So you, like when you first came here, you did all these rows?
I started building them all by
Really?
hand.
Okay. So you didn't like expand over the years type thing. You're just like, boom, I'm in.
No, no, I did expand over the year.
Okay, got it.
So like I did like 20 rows one week, 20 rows the next week, and then second year I started coming down this backside here, and then third year I opened up at 20 more rows in that back.
Wow.
So yeah, year by year I just kind of keep adding little chunks here, trying to really utilize my space here as much as I can.
What'd you do for soil amendments, etc. when you started out?
I used a lot of mineral dust in the very beginning.
Yeah.
Composted the crap out of everything because this soil here, not in this particular area, this is pretty good, but more towards the hoops is a really, really drained out rocky area. So I had to really load up compost.
Really? Yeah.
So I used 30 yards roughly every year.
Okay.
Every bed flip, if it gets emptied, gets a whole new compost layer, about an inch layer on there.
Every single time?
Every single time.
Okay.
You know, so it gets composted maybe, you know, twice, 3 times a year.
So is that your biggest input besides perhaps seed, I guess, is compost then, or maybe water?
Water and compost, yeah. So, and then I use a True Organics pelleted fertilizer as well.
Okay.
Which is a 757, just a nice all-purpose slow release.
Yeah. I want to know like routine, you know, because you're telling me you do it all yourself, which is sort of unbelievable, honestly, even though I know it's true. But not only that, but you're doing it at maybe 35, 40 hours a week.
Yep.
So like honestly, less than almost everyone's office job, you know?
For sure.
Which is crazy to me.
Yeah, so like these beds right behind you, for instance, had broccoli in it 2 weeks ago. It was overwintered broccoli. You know, I cut them down to the surface, let the roots go in. I laid a compost on. I put tarp on for a week. Boom. After that tarp was on, I undid it, raked it out, and then I literally just direct seeded straight into it, put the tarp white side up. 2 days later, we're here.
Are you starting and transplanting anything, or are you direct sowing everything?
Yeah. So like I direct sow arugula and mesclun, carrots, beets.
Anything you can, right? I would imagine you would prefer to direct sow. Right?
Yeah, I have a small greenhouse at my house.
Okay.
You know, a little 10 by 20.
Yeah.
So I can't, you know, I would love to transplant beets and things like that. I just don't have the space to do it.
Sure.
So I direct seed those things. But things like these tomato starts, I started all these guys, you know, and then I upplanted them, you know, so these are actually from Brad Gates.
Oh, no way.
Up at Wild Boar Farms.
What variety?
Afternoon Delight.
Okay, I
is
haven't grown that
is
one.
the purple. See that purple guy?
Are you doing like a Florida weave on this then? Just a...
No, this is kind of like a, I don't know, the guys in Monterey taught me this little system. I just pretty much tie one end, loop it, and then I'll have 6 different or 5 different strings, and then I come in, and I just...
You just do, that's interesting.
It's this nice little tie.
You do this little sandwich off right here to keep it nice and taut.
And then these taut.
And then you'll just go up every 6 inches, 8 inches, and you just do another.
Yep.
That's like a bit different, huh?
This is actually an example of a row.
Sure.
That was an old mescaline. I tarped it, composted it. Roots are still decaying in there.
Yeah, so you're not ripping
and then I
out.
stick tomatoes straight back in there. So this stuff's alive. They go pretty quick. You know, if you rub your hands on that, they're just gone.
Yeah.
They're in there, and that's
just back
carbon.
into the soil.
That's carbon.
Totally.
And so that's kind of another, you know, I don't look at it as necessarily a cover cropping system, but it definitely does add.
It kind of is. Yeah.
Because every week they're going straight back into the ground.
You're taking the top 2/3 of plant matter and selling it off, and then the bottom 1/3 you're just letting go and build.
And a lot of time I'll let it do a little growth again, and then I'll drop it and let it sit.
How many seasons have you turned here?
6 or 7 probably.
Oh,
especially with the direct seeded stuff.
Really?
I'm constantly, every single week I seed arugula, salad, and mescaline.
Yeah.
Every single week.
Have you seen your need for inputs go down, like compost go down at all? As
Not
it's improved
yet.
over time?
Not yet. Certain rows, definitely.
Yeah.
But
like the heavier turned rows.
Hey guys, my name is Art, and in this video I sculpt the legend that is Let Me Solo Her. And if that sentence sounded like a bunch of gibberish to you, don't worry, I haven't gone crazy, I will explain. If you do know what I'm talking about, welcome, please enjoy while I get started building the basic form and anatomy, which we will be building off of. Meanwhile, let me catch everyone else up to speed on who this guy is that I am sculpting. See, there's this game called Elden Ring. It's an action RPG by a company called From Software, who's famous for their Dark Souls series and are known far and wide for making games that are quote-unquote hard but fair. Their boss designs in particular are exceptional. They usually require intense focus and observation to learn the enemy movements and patterns and what to do to counter them. And Elden Ring is no different. One boss, however, stands above all the rest, Malenia, Blade of Mikola, Goddess of Rot, who is without a doubt the hardest enemy or boss in the game. She hits very hard, heals herself when she does hit you, and has a move that can kill you instantly if you don't know how to avoid it. Malenia is quite possibly the toughest enemy From Software has ever made, at least in the Soul series, and remember, they are famous for making hard games. However, one of the things you can do in Elden Ring when you run into a wall is summon other players into your world for help. Players can leave a little summon sign on the ground to let other players know that they're available to be called upon. And people do, all the time, especially in hard areas. And one of these players leaving their signs out is this guy that I'm sculpting. He had learned how to beat Malenia consistently and decided that he's going to help other players using his very well-honed skill, so he hangs out near Malenia's boss room, waiting to be summoned, wearing nothing but 2 katanas and a jar on his head, and he calls himself Let Me Solo Her. It's a crazy sounding name, but if he shows up in your game, you'd understand immediately that the name is a message. That if you so choose, you can step aside and allow Let Me Solo Her to fight Malenia solo on your behalf. So that's what he does. Over 2,000 times that we know of, and he's gotten weirdly famous because of this. Videos have been made about him, drinks in bars have been named after him, and even Bandai Namco, the game's publisher, has sent him a commemorative sword as a gift in real life for his accomplishments. And anyway, I just think this is a really cool thing, that in a game where you're constantly faced with insurmountable challenges, some guy out there decided that he's going to spend his days helping other players beat this seemingly impossible boss. And that's the story behind this really kind of bizarre sculpture, at least on its face. But anyway, here's what we have so far. I'm working on the body first, since he's mostly naked, but there are lots and lots of things wrong with this, such as the pecs. The connection here is way too flat and it needs to round under the arm more. The abs. The spacing on the abs are just wrongity wrong. Your belly button sits right in between your abs section 3 and 4 and should be way up here in the middle of the stomach, and therefore section 1 needs to be much shorter and section 4 should be much longer. The legs. The angle of the thigh is too vertical and the musculature are just plain off. The back. The upper back around the shoulder blades are a mess. This is just incorrect. It just doesn't look like this, etc., etc. Basically, there's like a million things wrong with the anatomy right now, and rather than me showing you exactly how I fixed all this, I'm gonna breeze through all the refinement footage in the video, because frankly, I don't think it makes a good video to show you a step-by-step process of how I tried 3 times to fix the abs before I got to the correct version, and how I basically had to relearn how the shoulder blades work, and I didn't even get that right until after I was done sculpting everything else on the sculpture. So please, just take my word for it. It's wrong. I fixed most of it some way, somehow. Eventually, you get the idea. To be perfectly frank, I'm not super happy with how the anatomy of this piece turned out. Part of the challenge was me not being used to cosplay, which I'm using for the first time, and also I'm a little out of practice with anatomy stuff in general, which was another reason why I wanted to do this piece in the first place. What better way to practice anatomy than to sculpt basically a naked guy, right? That said, here's the body, basically done-ish. I'll continue to make small refinements that I won't show anymore, but this is about 95% to what it'll end up being in the end. Take a look at this before and after. There's lots and lots of small changes that accumulated over about a dozen sessions. Can you spot all the differences? And more importantly, can you tell what is still wrong? Leave me some observations in the comments and I'll let you know if you're right. Okay, so after I got the body to an okay shape, I moved on to the underwear. This part is super easy, and as I said, I'm using cos clay for this piece, and because it's a polymer clay, it can be baked in a home oven to cure into essentially a semi-flexible plastic in the case of cos clay, which means that at this point, the body has been baked hard, and I can very easily add the underwear without fear of damaging the body sculpt underneath. Plus, it's just easier to have a solid platform to work off of. This is by far the easiest part of the whole piece, and it's just one of those things that looks like it has a lot of detail, but in reality is super easy to do if you generally understand the shapes you're making. Next, I'm making the swords that Let Me Solo Her carries. First, we have a cold enchanted Uji katana, which for our purpose is just a normal looking katana. In retrospect, this kind of hard surface accessory would probably have been better done with something really tough like epoxy clay, but I was determined to use cos clay for as much of this piece as possible to learn how it behaves under different circumstances, but really it's the wrong tool for the job. Anyway, while the uchi is pretty straightforward to make, you do need a little bit of clay brand specific know-how to make something thin like this, otherwise it can crack open mid-bake like so. So I had to start over. The second round I tried to keep the sword a touch thicker and to bake on a slightly lower temp, and that turned out okay. I think what happened with the first version was that the clay was just a bit too thin on the metal wire and it just overbaked. The nice thing about cos clay, and really all polymer clays, is that you can sand and grind and carve and do all kinds of things to it after it's been baked, so it's really helpful for hard surface stuff like this, even if it would have been better with epoxy. The handle is not at all game accurate. I didn't have enough control over the clay to make a super intricate grip, so I just had to live with a simplified version. I'm no stranger to trying hard, but some things are just not worth spending that much time on. Now on to the other katana, which is a unique named weapon called Rivers of Blood. It's got a really cool design with it's especially true with sculpting. Things that look impressive aren't necessarily hard, and things that are hard are some of the most ordinary looking things you can sculpt. The difficulty often comes in precision, not complexity. And again, the handle is not really game accurate, but it is a lot better on the... Next, the scabbards. The problem paint it separately, kind of like a muscly Simpsons character. I think this is mostly because I didn't get the right undertones, because people's skins aren't one color. It's translucent, and what we see as skin color is a combination of the skin itself, the red blood underneath, the various different veins, not to mention the effects of lighting. All that to say that because I went from brown shadows straight to a golden skin, it looks very one-dimensional and cartoony despite the muscle lumps all over the sculpture. Eventually, I decided to give up on the golden tone and decided to introduce a little green undertone and a tanned, medium-ish skin instead. Even though this wasn't game accurate, it was definitely the better choice compared to what I was doing before. In either case, I learned some lessons about painting skin from this experience, which is kind of half the point of this project, to learn and grow as an artist. Okay, so next I'm painting the underwear, and it looks terrible! I started with a flat cream color, followed by a brown wash, and when that didn't work, I tried dry brushing the underwear to bring out some highlights, but it just looks like soiled underwear. I'm gonna redo this later, and the redo attempt is gonna cause me major problems, but for now, this is my first whack at it. It's terrible, we can just move along. The only unusual thing about it definitely makes this part easier now. It's from the game. I love little touches like this in From Software's visual designs, and it was a real pleasure to execute in real life. To cap it off, a layer of gloss varnish over the veins really sell the blood effects, and we are ready to move on to the scabbards. Right about now, I am very happy that I separated these scabbards out from the body. It made the skin a lot easier to deal with, and it definitely makes this part easier now. The only unusual thing about the base layer is texturing it with a sponge to represent a worn-out finish. Other than that, it's pretty much paint by numbers, following the in-game design as close as my sculpt allows. Paint underneath. It's my favorite new painting technique, and I cannot wait to try it again on another piece in the future. For the jar, I'm doing something similar to the skin where I'm painting with mask, and which I have to stress is the same Vallejo brand as the paint and the primer. This happened. The paint peeled off, primer and all the way down to the bare clay. That gray you see, that's bare clay. I gotta be frank, you guys. This was crushing. There had been so many problems and mistakes with this piece, most of which I didn't even show you because it would turn this already excessively long.
Howdy gamers, Drewski here, and this is Armory Forger's version of DayZ. Expansive map, shoddy hit reg, mountains, and modded gear for you to adapt your loadout to your survival needs. It's very early on, and Reforger is still a beautiful yet clunky game, but every time I return, I see that light at the end of the tunnel. I'm confident that Arma 4 is going to revive that feeling we all got when we first stepped foot on Chernarus or Altus, and in today's episode, we're joined by my buddy Sada, who will show us the ropes on the long-range sniping and player ambushes that are possible within this mode. Also, double check you're subscribed. When I mentioned it in the last few videos, we gained 30,000 subscribers in just a month, and for me that's a lot, so thanks to you guys, we blew just past 1.7 mil on our way to 2 million subs, baby. Super fast. Thank you a lot. So what makes Reforger so special? Well, you'll just have to watch to find out. Hello, welcome to my humble abode.
Where are you?
Oh, I'm here.
All right. Which one's yours? The little shed or the massive house?
No, the little shed.
Oh, right. Yeah. You've got a little bit of hay in there to like live in. And
yeah, munch on, you know.
No, but have you seen the edge of the water, dude? It's like, this is like the starfish and all that.
Just
here.
running into the ocean, full uniform.
Just there, dude. Look,
Oh yeah, I
look
see them.
See the coral
Oh,
and
yeah.
the starfish?
Whoa.
No, but isn't that actually insane? So if we get hungry, bro, starfish on the menu.
Yeah, exactly. Are those edible?
I don't know, actually. I know people eat them sea cucumber things.
Yeah, like octopus is edible, but I don't know about starfish.
Starfish? Yeah, I don't know, man.
You know what I like too? Is that there's no map. Like, we don't start with a map, and I have no clue where I am.
Oh, that's what. Yeah, I mean that's going to be our mission, bro. Actually, because I would really love to show you that secret bunker, but we do need a map, dude. Because I know the name of where it is. It's at a place called Recon, and it's at the south of the map.
Okay.
And the hill is called something like or whatever it's called.
Okay, so this hill, right?
And that's where the secret caves are and the bunker. The bunker's right on the coast, and the.
You know what? In this town,
there's a UAZ too. There's a fuel truck down there.
Yeah,
as well,
there is.
Yeah, to the right.
And there's there's 2 trucks in that town. There's one in the center near the big tan building with red roof.
Come on, game. Let me play. Long and endearing away.
Guys, and sure enough, a swarm had gathered to the site, and the ants began to lug the pieces on a long journey back to the nest. They needed to pull the food here, up here, all the way across, and to the beast's mouth. Again, this was a very long journey, but not something they weren't naturally capable of. It was even mind-blowing to see some small majors coming out to trail. This was special, and meant the colony was definitely hungry. In fact, upon closer inspection, I noticed the ants were foraging all areas of the sea dragon's body, along the beast's arms, and I could see foragers eagerly running all over the place. Even the tail. And so, I decided that tonight I would leave them various insect treats all around the lands for them to find on their own. Mealworms, mealworm pupae, and roaches, tucked into various places of the beast's long and winding body, including at the very end of the tail. This would be the real test to see if our setup was truly
We done? You can now click play. Goddamn wrist, man. Push-ups.
Juggernaut has an overall win rate of 46%, but somehow Yatoro has a whooping 87% win rate on Juggernaut in 23 games, which is absurd considering the fact that this hero is considered as one of the worst carries in this patch, especially with the nerfs on his shard. So let's see how Yatoro is able to do that. Starting with his early item build, Yatoro always has the same item build in every game, which is a Quelling Blade, a set of Tangos, one branch, and a Circlet. In case he loses gold in the picking phase, he buys Slippers instead of the Circlet. This build is balanced for both types of lanes, where there will be spell usage as well as right-click harass. He can upgrade the stick into a wand if required, and the Circlet into a Wraith Band, both of which help with spell plus right-click harass. The stick upgrade allows him to consistently being able to use his spells, which deal damage and also heal him, and the Wraith Band upgrade allows him to trade better because of the stats and the armor. What I've noticed from his games is that he always has a really good Battle Fury timing, usually between 10 to 12 minutes into the game. This can only be possible if he wins his lane convincingly. Jugger has been known to be a strong laner due to his high magical damage from his Blade Fury, and also has the ability to sustain himself with his healing ward. Blade Fury works really well if it's paired with slows or stuns. Talking about slows, there was an addition of an item in 7.33 which sounds familiar, Blood Grenade. This item is bought in every game in the early game, and if combined with the Blade Fury, it can lead to a lot of kills. If you pair Juggernaut with a hero that slows like CM or Lich and put a Blood Grenade on top of that, there isn't a hero that can safely lane Juggernaut. Not only that, in the current meta, offlaners are rushing Vanguard, but guess what? Jugger does not care about Vanguard as most of his damage in the early game is magical. Kills are more rewarding in terms of gold in this patch as well. So to sum it up, Juggernaut is set up to win most of his lanes in this patch mainly due to the addition of Blood Grenade, and since he is most likely to win his lanes, he will mostly have a good Battle Fury timing. Yatoro always prioritizes fighting for bounty runes. Since he has a high damage spell with support from his teammates in the form of stuns or slows, it is fairly easy to secure first blood on this hero. If he gets the first blood, he usually calls in for Wraith Band components from his courier.
Let's see if my save works. Holy shit. I have a feeling it won't load.
In the laning phase, his laning approach is aggressive and defensive according to the scenario. If his support is a hero like CM or Lich that has a slow and high damage nuke, and he's playing against a melee offlaner, he will usually have an aggressive approach, meaning that he will try to punish the melee offlaner as often as he can with his Blade Fury combined with the spell of his +1. In this case, he doesn't prioritize buying boots as he doesn't require movement speed to reach the enemy heroes thanks to the slows and the enemy heroes being melee. In these types of lanes, he usually ends up hard stomping, and in that case, he rushes treads instead of buying cornucopia so he can pressure the enemy more with the additional movement speed and consistently denying creeps. If he is in a matchup where the enemy heroes aren't reachable, meaning that they are either ranged heroes or are very mobile, and his +1 can't do anything about that, he generally has a defensive approach and only tries to go on them if they make a mistake. In scenarios like this, he goes for boots of speed first, as it helps to reach the enemy and make them uncomfortable. In these types of lanes, he plays for survivability, so he tends to use his healing ward quite often, and not only that, he prefers to rush cornucopia right after brown boots so he can sustain himself better with the extra regen. After he has at least 3 levels in his Blade Fury and at least a glove or completed treads, he tends to push in the lane rather than holding it, which allows him to farm the side camps every minute. This in return lets him have insane amounts of farm. He averages around 5k net worth at 10 minutes in every game, even in the games where he doesn't have that many kills in the laning phase. This is only possible due to the combination of his laning mechanics and the ability to push in the wave and consistently farm the side camps in the lane. In every game, he prefers treads over phase boots. In 7.33, treads got a small buff for melee heroes, allowing them to have an additional 10 movement speed, which Jug benefits from greatly. Not only that, due to the nerfs on his shard, he no longer can play like the shard magical juggernaut, and instead has to play like a hyper carry. So an item like treads, which gives you attack speed and sustain, is more preferable over the phase boots that only gives you some armor and damage, which isn't what juggernaut requires as a hyper carry. Due to the nerfs on the shard, Battle Fury is better than Maelstrom. Maelstrom worked really well with his shard, but now it's significantly worse, so Battle Fury is a better option as a hyper carry. Every video takes a lot of effort, and I want to keep helping you guys.
Is the game working? I wonder. I wonder. This.
Смотреть в оба.
Where is that one? Do I have no dots? The fuck? fucking killing me here, dude. What the fuck is it? Dude. Okay. That's fucking out of here. the boys. Fucking cafe. Jesus Christ. We're just out here, huh? Really just out here. Right, we press on. I'm just really fucking me up out here. These rads, a bit of rads, rad protection. What are these? What is this little campfire? I've got nothing on me like get health back passively. Psychic resistance, a little bit of food and shit. Yeah, I'm just taking damage, bro. This is dumb. To heal my arm. Holy fuck. Okay. And then I'm gonna hit this shit. Should take me to full health. Got another save. With my dizziness. Really just need to get down this fucking... Way, quote unquote, in. Here we go. The health is so dog shit. There's a fucking thing in here. Alright, I'm just gonna have to juice this. just gonna have to get me through there. Fuck it. What these resources are for, I guess. Martha's in here. I heard that there might be safe passage through here. There it is. Got it. Cool. There's more down here, what the fuck? Oh shit. Oh shit, bro. Fucking dying. Oh, see, normally I won't have. I think there's a press off this. What the fuck? Oh. Bring enough bolts. Have we got any bolts? Have we got any at all? Keyboard for bolts. Five. What are we doing on? I'm gonna check it out anyway, fuck it. Crispy train anomaly. Looks pretty crispy. Definitely looks pretty crispy. Nice bit over there. Shit. Thing is, I might actually need all these bolts. Crispy training away. Am I supposed to get this? So exhausted, I'm dead. Red poisoning, I'm dead. Fucking rip. I ain't staying there too long, are you serious? Alright. What is this in you fucking... bit of reds here, man. No good red resistance. Alright, well. He dead. I know it's so much harder now. Jesus Christ. This is insane. I'm just fucking popping right now. This is fucking ridiculous. Okay. Check me lads, please. Tank fentanyl. Give me the health, baby, give me the health. Where's my health at? The fuck? Shit work, please. My health ain't moving. Fuck is this cunt? Reds are coming back. Jesus Christ. Shoot at him. Oh fuck.
I have These guys are armored up. Load 60,000 today for headshots.
Oh my fucking god, what the fuck? For fuck's sake! Oh, this game. Why is my health not fucking coming back, dude? I hate how they actually, like, fucking come up and down there. It's the weirdest thing about this game. It's just that one spot right there. Like, what the fuck? How do they do that? There's not even a ladder there. How the fuck do they even manage? Let me try this one again. See, this time I'm just gonna get in there and get out instantly. Get over here. Pop some shit to help the rads, cigarettes, things. There's a few small parts actually. Yeah. I'll load some of this shit. Actually, you know, the Hydrostock is gonna be better. These headshots. It's these fucking bastards. Let's get a million rides. No, what am I doing? I'm standing here. What the fuck's this? Nothing here just innately helps these rides when you're stuck. Fuck me dead. I'm gonna reload. Oh, I should just run back to a fucking campfire and save myself this fucking hassle. Oh god. Alright. Alright, so can't stand there. Can't stand there, can't do this, can't scratch my nuts, can't do anything. The fuck was this lamp not working from? This had a battery, you bastard. No. Yeah, it's not bad. Alright, so nowhere not to stand. I don't know why my headset's not working. My fucking headlamp. We should be all good now. Oh, fuck, I'm gonna use my daddy token. Wait, never mind. There's a fucking ladder here, what the fuck? Fucking dead. Fucking sick, bro. So, they don't come down that ladder, they come down the other side where there is no ladder. That's cool, and I get 1,000,000 rads. Ah, what do I fucking do about that? Because I have to go through there. Oh, that was so annoying because I already started getting rads and I had to commit. I literally had to just start running in there. But fuck, I'm gonna get this save. So left after doing this shit. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Пиздец, меняю магазин!
Why am I just getting fucking nuked with rads 24/7, man? This is insane. We shouldn't have to go here, but I do. Suck so much ice. These fucking rads, man. It's like, Jesus Christ.
We have a security breach! I need backup!
Alright, go, bro. I'm bailing right now. No spin that shit, why not? See if they come out. I'm gonna still get rads, dude. This place is so bullshit. I'm fucking telling you.
Один! Меняю магазин.
It's fucking rads, man. It's so dumb. Get the fuck out of here. Fucking dumb. So fucking dumb. Holy place. Holy fucking shit, dude. I'm gonna fucking die, aren't I? Fuck these meds, I'm jamming it all. I just love how none of it's healing me. Dude. Dude, none of it's healing me, I'm fucking serious. Am I getting more fucking radiation right now? This is so dumb. Gotta go see the doc.
Спокойно. Чем могу помочь, сталкер? And I'm just getting more rats just standing around. What the fuck? Is it so much shit's broken? What the fuck? Спокойно. Чем могу помочь?
Okay.
Как же...
This is ridiculous. I need to figure out this rad problem. I don't understand why this is just happening. I'm gonna assume it's because I'm tired and I need to sleep. We're gonna try and find a bed and maybe sleep. I'm just gonna, I don't know, this is weird. I updated my gamma and now I'm getting rads all the time. I can only assume that there's something I'm doing wrong here. You are irradiated? Seek medical attention. Are you fucking serious? I literally can't get any sleep because of this. Are you serious?
Какие новости, сталкер?
They don't have a oh, show into the bar, dude. What am I doing out here? Alright, fuck, I just need to buy like permanent red. Good red shit. 120 seconds, 2 minutes of me being able to like walk around. That was nice. Fucking get rid of these fucking rads. Dude. Yeah, I need sleep bad. This is so dumb.
This is a good sleep. My rats are still just creeping up on me. This is just fucking wild. Wait, no, it's good now. I think it was because I was tired. Body was just fucking like, bro. Alright. Yeah, we're good. Gonna drink a little bit more too. Okay, we're all good. Cool.
Хаюшки!
Yeah, fucking... Okay. Upgrade's looking pretty cheap. Mental thermal regulation, bit of stamina recovery. Might turn that up. Stamina recovery here. Not looking at getting anything repaired, I don't think. Repair / upgrade. So I think I'm just in a nice repaired here. You got the reds.
Bye-bye!
Only shit that can repair 65 or over. So this is just broken. So I replace some parts at a workbench. Light armor repair kit. You gotta go on. So just fucking sat there, are you serious? Are you fucking... What the f... What is going on here? Why is my radiation so fucking dog shit? Rads always. And no protection at all. I'm just getting fucked. Rid of a light armor pack. Yeah, cool. Let's just sat there. I'm just like perpetually dying. This is fucking ridiculous. Buy some of that shit.
Ugh.
And cloth sheets, PVC rubber coated fabrics. Oh. Am I selling any of this shit? He does. Okay, here come the fucking reds again. Dude, this is kind of bullshit. So I can't do anything about these rads. It is always going to be on my ass. It's mildly annoying. Let's go ahead and try this out real quick. Okay, so that's how that works. No, this is fucking stupid. Okay. Look how repair this shit for me. You fucking prick. This is ridiculous. Oh man. Are you fucking kidding me? Fuck this save. Okay. There's something I have on me. Okay. I can combine artifacts. Let's do some artifacts modifications.
Хаюшки!
I actually need to do that. If I just combine that with that, we can just upgrade that and probably sell it for more, right? Maybe not. I don't know, I think I just need to sell these. They're just fucking, these are fucking me. Potentially the bartender could. Think about it.
Проходи, не задерживайся. Поговори с барменом.
Что интересно. Здорово.
Слышал?
They're just giving me a bulk of reds. What are these artifacts? I gotta sell them, I gotta sell them.
Время дорого.
Yeah, buying them out. This shit's gonna be giving it to me. That's the show though. Many containers.
Спокойно. Чем?
Yeah, there's this guy. Alright, so that's bullshit. No one here wants to fucking buy this shit.
Зона. Да мы все теперь в зоне. С головы до ног. Я без карты уже по ней где хочешь могу.
Fucking hunt.
Зверье.
I'm just fought off the reds very well. This is so fucking annoying. Fucking annoying. There's so much special shit to fix, Jesus Christ. What am I doing here? Nothing.
Подходи, стал.
Тебе сюда нельзя.
Чего расскажешь хорошего? Давай, подходи. Времени мало.
not retarded. I want to store this. This, and this. I'm gonna sell these artifacts. Go for a stash, I guess. So all this shit down there. Cool.
Я тебя слушаю.
Чем пожалуй?
Oh, this shit. Too damaged. Fucking piece of shit.
Hi, I have to make an announcement. It's nothing that I want to share with you. It's nothing that you want to hear about. And to be blunt, it's nobody's business but mine. However, circumstances are such that I have to make this announcement and get ahead of this. That'll come clear in a few minutes. I don't mean to keep you in suspense, but I find that if I say the headline and then give you the explanation, a lot of people miss the explanation. So I'm going to have to give you the explanation, then the headline. And it comes with 2 very important caveats. One, I don't want to film this. I certainly don't want to refilm this. So you're going to have to put up with it.
Всем пожалуйста.
And 2, please remember that I'm giving you the extremely short version of a very long story. So before you ask me any questions like, "Gee, Paul, why didn't you?" or presume to give me any advice like, "Gee, Paul, you should have." Remember, this is the extremely short version. You don't have enough information to give any advice. Okay. So with that, the explanation. In a format like this, you're always going to have detractors, of course. And there's been a few stalkers that have tried to do some damage, and there's been people who've uploaded their own presentations that have tried to do some damage, and that's the kind of thing that happens. Really good example is that guy a while ago who took some of what I did, cut and pasted it, misrepresented it, told you some lies, trying to cast aspersions on me. So I had to make that rebuttal video. When I did that, a lot of people told me that I shouldn't have done that I shouldn't give those people any energy, that I should just ignore the trolls. Okay, no. Such criticism is unfounded. Things like that have to be dealt with. Before that guy disabled the commentary on that video, I read some of it, and there was a lot of commentary about how people perceived that I was incompetent or stupid, and there was various versions of, "I've never heard of Paul, but I'll make sure I don't watch any of his stuff, and I'll tell other people not to." Left unchecked, those kind of lies can do a lot of damage, and I had to get out ahead of it. And we're in a similar situation now, except we're dealing with a stalker. Now, the channel has a few stalkers, but there's one in particular that I have to deal with. And this is a mentally ill old lady that's made it a big part of her life's work to try to personally and professionally damage me. And the first thing you're going to ask is, why? Okay, remember, very short version. This is someone who, 35 plus years ago, was an integral part of my life. And she started going downhill, and she became very miserable and made everybody else miserable, very unpleasant to be around her, and she was lashing out, and I could tell that the gears were slipping, and I had to break up with her. Okay, a few years ago, she discovered me in this format and has been stalking the channel ever since. Turns out that 35 plus years later, she's still angry at me. Remember, short version. Thing is, this particular person has a few attributes that allow her to be more of a hassle than other stalkers. There's 3 that I want to discuss. One, remember at one time she was an integral part of my life, so she knows a lot about me. My date of birth, my driver's license number, my social security number. She knows my mother's maiden name. 2, she works for the state in a capacity where she has access to records and databases to which the rest of us wouldn't have access. And 3, she is extremely highly skilled and highly educated when it comes to computers and electronic communications like cell phones and texting and email and the security procedures that go with all of those things. And so with that, it has allowed her to do things like go into online chat rooms and impersonate me. And she'll go into chat rooms that are set up for people who engage in activities in which I would never participate. I am not a member of the Bald Eagle Barbecue Society. Come on, people, you ought to know me better than that. And she will do things like use any one of her dozens of sock puppet accounts to make nasty replies to your comments. And she'll create a thread where she makes a comment, and then there's a whole bunch of replies to it, most of which are just her. And no matter how many times I've blocked these accounts, she creates new sock puppet accounts. And it's allowed her to hack my phone and hack my email. Okay. The damage that can be done by hacking my phone and email isn't much. Not too many skeletons in that closet. And yes, of course I have a restraining order against her. In this state, they call it a stalking order. But because of the cyber nature of what she does and because of her skill in it, that order is really impotent. And again, the damage that she can do with such things is minimal. However, recently, some events occurred that I felt the need to keep very private, at least until we got to the bottom of what was going on. And I had to go to a physician, then had to go to a specialist, I had to have some tests done, I had to get the results of those tests. and I needed to keep that private. Well, knowing the access that she has, instead of using my insurance, I had to pay cash, use a false name, go to a walk-in clinic, that kind of thing, and conduct myself with what I thought was the appropriate level of operational security. Yeah, the OPSEC ball got dropped, and this is not the format to point any fingers at anybody. We're just going to say it was my fault, and it really was. And it allowed her to gain access to that information. The information being, and here's the headline, I was recently diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. The problem is, and the reason we have to announce this now is so that I can get out the official version before she gets out the fictional version. And remember, the best lies always have a little nugget of truth in them. So, instead of putting it out that I had pancreatic cancer, she would put out that I have leprosy or something like that. Who knows what. Maybe she would put out that I have colon cancer as a result of being a lifetime member of the Bald Eagle Barbecue Society. And lies like that, left unchecked, can do a lot of damage, so we have to get out ahead of it. And that's where we are. Okay, now with that, it puts me in the position where I have to make some requests of you. The first one is, don't jump ship. Don't unsubscribe. We are going to be here putting out content every week, or nearly every week, for a long time to come. So, don't jump ship. Second one is, and I don't mean to sound dismissive or ungrateful, but really everyone, I don't need any commentary. You can sleep elements, I do not need any sympathy. Crap going off at night, I can't sleep. I most certainly do not slept in like 6 months. Advice on the healing power of crystals or green tea. Third, I'm going to say, please don't engage in long-distance amateur diagnosis. Now, recently, we had a video that production quality wasn't very good, what the problem was. But we've had a couple of presentations where people have commented about how I look terrible and how I look like I'm sick. Okay. I know people are just trying to help, but that really isn't helpful. Telling me that I look terrible or look bad is not a revelation. People have been on a regular basis reminding me of how bad I look since I was in kindergarten. So, you didn't discover anything. Why don't you contact Scientific American and tell them about your discovery that somebody's been slicing the bread before they put it in the bag? Not really a revelation. And there was one comment in particular where somebody wrote something to the effect of, gee, buddy, you look terrible, buddy. You should see a doctor, buddy, because we want you to be around for a long time, buddy. And I don't mean to sound ungrateful for people's concern, as much as I appreciate the condescension. Usually, I should see a doctor becomes with a funnier punchline than that. Like, oh, you should see a doctor so he could remove that growth. Oh, that's just your face. Right. The long-distance amateur diagnosis isn't really helpful. And I had to ask a question, and I don't mean to sound angry, I'm not, but I have to ask this. If you can see me from a distance in a two-dimensional format, and having never met me before, and you can see whatever it is you're seeing that makes you perceive that something's really wrong, then did you really think I hadn't noticed there was a problem? Come on, man. You should know me better than that. Okay. Now, next on the list, I'm really going to ask you to refrain